Yo, what's going on, guys? So this morning it looks like the devs are putting an end to the Q&A for a bit. So I went through the whole thing and picked out some topics that I thought were important and wanted to get it all in one spot for you guys. I'm not going to spend much time on any of the fashion, even though that's what most of the people were talking about and asking about. I'm not going to spend much time on things that they say they will be looking into further. I'm trying to go with solid, yes, this change or improvement is coming. Speculation is not my thing. Overall, I think that they did a good job with the Q&A, but I think they should do less feeding into certain things and focus on gameplay, mechanics, and content. Events and fashion are great, but without gameplay, this game will continue to die. So with that being said, let's get right into it. All right, and first on the agenda is the target reward system, and they're saying it is designed to aid in farming amorphous materials. It can also be applied to blueprints that drop from missions. By setting a target reward goal and playing the corresponding mission or outpost a certain number of times, players will be guaranteed to obtain the targeted amorphous material or blueprint. This seems like a very good change, and also with the high shape stabilizer, increases the probability of opening amorphous materials. For example, using it can raise the opening chance from 6 to 32, and this is also a very good change. You don't want people getting burnt out on trying to farm certain things and not getting them. They're playing with their friends and, you know, their friend got it on the 5th try and here they are on their 20th try, and, you know, that just brings people's morale down and just makes them want to stop playing the game. So overall, this is just a very good change. And after this, we are talking about the leaderboard. The leaderboard is set to be introduced on a trial basis for the highest end content during Season 2. Ideas such as rewarding tiered rewards through the leaderboard have not yet been discussed with the team, so there's no need to worry about that at this time. This is a very good change. This is just a little something for endgame players. You know, having rewards from it, like fashion, maybe top 100, get a certain thing, top 250, get a certain thing. You know, this is a good change, good for engagement and all that. In Season 2, players will be able to clear the Void Inner Core, collect resources, and obtain a Colossus skin. I personally believe this approach is well suited, providing rewards like skins in the game. This is also a great change. Coming from a game like Destiny, people were always begging Bungie, you know, why aren't transmutes coming out of content? It's just a great way to get people into running content, especially in this game. People love fashion on this game. Like I said, I think about 70% of the questions asked were about fashion. And at the end, we are fully aware that the endgame players currently face a lack of engaging content. Expanding the content available for endgame players is a crucial priority, and it better be. You know, it's definitely good, you know, to focus on players coming into the game, but keeping the player base that is here right now is very important. And we are focused on increasing the volume of content in this area. And yes, volume of content is a big thing. A season like we just had where basically the content was one Colossus, it's just not enough. The 400% dungeons were just upgrades of the dungeons that we've already been running, and yes, they were very nice, but that's still not new content. And up next in this one, we're going to focus on the second answer. We are working on improving field missions that are less preferred by players. These changes are aimed at enhancing the mission experience during story progression, and they will also affect hard level missions, potentially increasing the variety of hard field missions available for farming. Additionally, we will review the possibility of allowing blueprints currently farmed in normal missions to also be obtained in hard field missions. This is definitely a great focus. Fixing the missions at the beginning of the game for new players, making them better, is going to get new players very engaged. When I first started playing this game, I thought it absolutely sucked, and I played for 2 hours, and then I was basically ready to uninstall it, but I gave it a chance the next day, and here I am, and I have like 1,400 hours, and I'm making content, but you know, that's not going to happen for everybody. And as far as getting the blueprints that are in normal mode and hard missions, yes, I believe that no player that is in hard mode should have to be going back to normal mode to do anything. It's just not engaging at all. And here we have with this next question. This is about matchmaking. In the first Descendant, there isn't a single metric like combat power or level to measure the strength of a character, which makes it challenging to set specific entry requirements. Currently, we consider mastery rank as an indicator of a player's understanding of the game, and plan to introduce a mastery rank restriction for endgame content in Season 2 as a trial. However, we acknowledge that this may not be the perfect solution, and it is not the perfect solution. Since it's difficult to establish content entry restrictions based on a single metric, I believe improving the party finder system is the better approach. Players who prioritize matchmaking quality can use Party Finder system to form their ideal party and, go in a private party. Some things I don't agree with here. There should be a requirement. If you're queuing for a Colossus, you should be level 40. There's no way around that. And that's a very simple fix. As far as master rank, I'm not really sure how much I feed into that. I play the game a lot, but I don't care about master rank. That stuff bores me, and I just don't do it. I'm master rank 22, and that doesn't mean I'm not ready for a Colossus. There's another thing, and it's in our later topic we'll be getting to later, but when you keep nerfing the Colossus under the newest Colossus, you're going to come into problems where, okay, so now you have a new Colossus like Deathstalker that is hard, and you need a shield build, and you need certain things, but you've already nerfed Gluttony, and you made people fly by Gluttony now, and here they come into Deathstalker, and they're just getting slapped because it was a cakewalk to get there. And so nerfing the last Colossus immediately, I don't think is the right idea. Maybe take a step back from that and nerf just the one before that one, and keep that one the way it is. Just maybe make some improvements to it. And something else I'll be covering with the Colossus changes that they talk about they're making later on, putting some tips in the Colossus screen where you see the Colossus weak points, some tips of how to make your build, like for example Deathstalker. If you're going over an HP build, you're done for. You need a shield build, and that should be stated. Or maybe just put a tooltip of the types of debuffs that the Colossus will be doing, and maybe explain them a little bit so people know what they're getting into. And for our next one, they're just basically saying that Viessa is going to get reworked and buffed, which is very nice. We're not going to spend too much time on this. We'll just have to see what kind of changes they make with that. And this is about our little companion that we're getting, about it restarting the mission, but they said that they're more focused on doing other things so that they assist in combat, and they think that might be a more logical next step. And I agree with that, having the companion, maybe having a little gun on its back like Haley has on her shoulder that shoots something out, or maybe it can come over to you and heal you up a bit, or heal up your shield, maybe like Enzo does to himself, something like that. That can be some good stuff. And this is definitely something people have been waiting on. It's about the normal Descendants and the Ultimate Descendants, basically their upgrades being carried over, the catalyst and the activator you spent on them being carried over. And yeah, I think that's a good thing. It gives people a reason to invest in a normal Descendant that may not already be so OP, knowing that you can get the ultimate and already having some of your resources saved. That's a good thing. And up next, we have about the Fallen Hope and the Divine Punishment, and just saying how they're going to be doing a rework and adjustment of the balance of both weapons. That's good to see, because both guns have a very unique trait to them, but the trait just isn't very appealing. So, more variety in guns is definitely needed in this game. And here for the Hardcore Interception, a feature similar to your suggestion is being introduced in the Void Depths. The Berserk state of the Colossus will be removed, replaced by the Void Overflow mode. Not invincible during Void Overflow mode. The Colossus stats are enhanced, but destroying parts or extracting quickly can interrupt this mode. And this sounds like a good change. We'll obviously have to see how it goes. Are these Colossus going to die in 20 seconds? Is this going to be... We'll just have to see, but that's a good change. The getting rid of the invincible state. And this is what I was talking about before, where they plan to improve the success rates of Frostwalker, Molten Fortress, and Gluttony. And at the end, they do say about being able to solo queue them, which I do think is good. But like I said, nerfing the earlier Colossus, before you get to the hardest ones, where you need to build, is going to mess up your matchmaking for those. You're going to bring players in that are not ready for that content, and it's just that simple. So I think they are good where they are, and maybe really don't need to be nerfed any further, but we'll have to see what they do about that. And here are just a few things. They're talking about bringing photo mode in, and they've started preparations on that, adding more dog breeds, So that's very nice, you know, and a hideout system, which is something everybody asks for in every looter shooter, MMO, RPG style game. I've seen this in every game I've played ever. So, and here we're talking about reactors. Yes, reactors will expand to level 5 with increased power. Expanding and rebalancing reactor options are not yet confirmed for the official update. Even if optimization conditions change, 2 weapon groups transferability will remain, and 3 weapon groups can be utilized. And so if you guys don't know, they are changing it from being 3 certain weapons to 3 certain weapon types, which is a very nice change. As for farming reactors, I think one good change that they can make is if you have a toxic reactor, stop making it roll with fire, chill, non-attribute. If you have a non-attribute, stop making it roll with fire, chill, you know, the other ones, because that's not a thing in this game. It's not something that's happening in any builds. You know, chill character is doing fire skill damage. So why is this available to be rolled on a reactor? So that change alone will make farming reactors way better, because you cut out all those reactors you delete. Just because you got a fire reactor with chill on it, you're automatically deleting that reactor. And here we go with Jayber. They are going to adjust and rebalance Jayber. I'm assuming Viessa and Jayber will be the 2 that they will be working on next season. For me, I really don't care about Jayber. This is a symptom in every game. Whatever is the worst class or the worst character, people cry that they wanted buff Jayber. And please, why do we want? Who really wants to play Jayber? Like, let's be honest with ourselves here. But whatever, they're gonna buff him, so it's all good. And at the bottom, the void shield effect can only be damaged by skill attacks, making it very suitable for Freyna to tackle. After discussions with the community and during Q&A sessions, we decided not to nerf Freyna directly, but instead balance her performance to be closer to Bunny's level through content mechanics. I'm sorry, but Bunny is a level above Freyna, in my opinion. Just her speed alone. She kills things just as fast. Anytime I run into 400% dungeon on Bunny and there's Freynas, I'm leaving them in the dust. It doesn't matter. They're toxic, contagion, nothing matters, because I'm so far ahead of them. And then they talk about shields that are damaged by skills and maybe doing some that are damaged by guns. And yes, this is definitely a good idea. There's already some of that on some of the 400% dungeon bosses in the game, where you have to shoot them with a gun to take your shield down. The skills don't do anything. You have to shoot them with the gun in the head. So this is already something that is semi in the game. Just further on that, something, you know, Destiny has barrier champions. You know, take what you will from that. It's not the greatest, but it works. And here they're talking about how you can rename your companion, which will be very nice. You can farm blueprints in the new Void Vessel dungeon, following a method similar to the current Descendants. Auto-Dismantling operates on a set cycle, which will be fine-tuned through testing. Auto-Dismantling is going to be great. Can't wait for that. And for our last one, we are talking about Outposts, that they will be gradually improved in the December update. Rewards will be obtainable through infiltration missions, enabling farming without using Sharon. Later, we plan to rework Outposts into entirely new content. Hopefully that content will be like, you know, you group up 4 people on the map, you know, maybe like a public event. Obviously not as bad as a public event in Destiny. Those things are as boring as they come, but you know, something like that could be good. A open world community activity. And I think that's about it. I think I covered everything I had to cover. I just wanted to get all this in one place for you guys in case you were interested in it. Hope you guys enjoyed a video like this. I'm going to be trying to do more videos like this in the future. You know, I mostly post builds and speed runs, or just solo play and Deathstalker and stuff like that, but I do want to branch out into other things. Hope you guys enjoy this. Like and sub is appreciated. You can catch me over on Twitch at Senevades. I'm streaming pretty much every day at this point. Would love to see you guys in there. And I have a Discord now. Links down in the description. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good one. And see you in Season 2. Thank you.